Yesterday was Sony's State of Play, and in today's video I'm going to be giving my thoughts and some of the games that were highlights for me going into the second half of 2025. So if you like videos just like this, make sure to subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into the video. So the presentation was good overall. I didn't watch it live, but some of the games on top there, I just really didn't have much interest in it. But there were a few games on there that did really catch my interest, so I'm going to be going in order in which the games appeared in the presentation. So the first game that I'm going to be talking about is Pragmata, or Pragmata. I have no idea how to say it, but so this game was really interesting. It was like set in like space or something, and you had like a little girl and a guy in like an astronaut or whatever in this really crazy techie looking suit. And then it kind of reminded me, just from some of the very brief gameplay on there, it reminded me of Ratchet and Clank for some reason. Not aesthetically, but like I guess the game mechanic, where like you're like this guy and then you're kind of protecting this girl. Although Ratchet and Clank, you're not really protecting Clank, but like, you know, he kind of has his own set of things that he does while he's on your back. So she kind of has like some utility. I guess you're trying to protect her, and she has some kind of abilities that she can use against all the enemies within the game. So that one was really interesting. The presentation looked pretty cool, but overall, yeah, that was a game that really caught my attention. So next up is Silent Hill F. This one is absolutely crazy. Like, it's just so creepy, so scary, and I'm super excited to play this one. I really like these like horror games like Resident Evil. Huge fan of like 7 and 8. Those were scary games. But also like this the 2 remake, those are all great games. I also play a little bit of the Silent Hill 2 remake. But the Silent Hill F, just from the trailer itself, is just so creepy. I love the atmosphere, and there's something about the Japanese like kind of like aesthetic and the setting of the entire game. It's just so creepy, and I don't know, for me, like the Japanese, like whenever they do horror, it's just, I don't know, they just hit it out of the park. I feel like Japanese horror is more scary than American horror. Leave a comment below if you guys agree. But yeah, Silent Hill F, if you saw some of the gameplay, it's just so creepy, and the monsters just look grotesque and just like unsettling. I'm excited, and actually, since it's in a Japanese setting, I think it'd be pretty fun to have my wife react to it, because she's Japanese, and let me know if you guys want to see that. So next up is Bloodstained: The Scarlet Engagement. Now, it's not really necessarily a highlight for me. It was surprising to see another entry in the Bloodstained series, and I don't know, for me, I didn't really play the first Bloodstained, and then even seeing this like I guess it was like a prequel apparently for Bloodstained, I don't know, for me, just like the art direction and the way the game looks, I'm kind of like not a fan of it. I guess the style that really suits these kind of games, because this is essentially Castlevania, is the style that the Ninja Gaiden game, like later on in the State of Play style, that pixel art style, I think suits these style of games a lot better. I don't know, I just don't kind of like the look of the environments and everything. I don't know, for me, it just lacks any like style. It's hard to explain for me. I mean, it very well may be a fun game, but I don't know, just the visuals of it just doesn't quite win me over, and even seeing it in the State of Play, I'm still not won over. So one of my favorite announcements was the Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice. I don't know the pronunciation of all these, but Final Fantasy Tactics is being remade, remastered, whatever you want to say, for modern consoles. What's really good about this is that they included a mode where you can use the enhanced graphics or like the more retro graphics. So that's really cool. It kind of reminds me of Dragon Quest 11. You can choose to go through the game like 3D, but then you can also choose to do it in like the 8-bit like old style of JRPG. So it's really great that they include that option to do that. And I wonder if they'll have any more options, like, you know, maybe music, just kind of like what they did with the Pixel remaster. You could choose between the classic music and then like the remastered music. That would be really cool. But actually, Final Fantasy Tactics was one on my list I really wanted to play, but I might just wait for this. It's nice that it's going to Switch and Switch 2, so I might pick it up there. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not a game key card, because I would absolutely hate it, and I might as well just play it on the PS5 and at least have like a physical disc that has at least some of the game on top there, and not just like this game key card nonsense, because can't stand that there's nothing on that cart and it's just a code. But that's just me. Leave a comment below if you agree. So next game is Cairn. I think that's what it's called, Cairn? I don't know. I really should have like listened to the pronunciation of a lot of these games before doing this video, but Cairn, it looks pretty cool. It's really interesting concept actually. It's like a simulator for rock climbing, which I saw and I was like, that could be pretty interesting. 007 First Light. So this one was really cool. I just really like the visuals of this, like the high graphics, I guess. For me, it reminded me of the Uncharted series. I played like through the first Uncharted, but I didn't really get to play any of the other games. And I was quite young at that time, so I wasn't really allowed to like play like shooting games, and that kind of had shooting in it, like gunfights and all that. So as I'm older now, I'm totally down for playing it. I feel like I want to play through all the Uncharted series at some point. Yeah, it looks pretty cool, and I wouldn't mind picking that one up. Of course, they also had Ghost of Yote. Really, the only reason why I'm including this on this list of highlights for me is because it reminded me that I need to go play Ghost of Tsushima so I can, you know, kind of be hyped for Ghost of Yote. Even though the, like, you know, the story isn't like connected in any way, but for me to like properly be within the hype of Ghost of Yote, I kind of need to experience Ghost of Tsushima first. And then Marvel Tokon, really should have listened to the pronunciation, because I don't know why this state of play had so many things hard to pronounce. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. So the gameplay of this was really cool, having all these different Marvel characters, and I really like the art style that they went for. It almost looks like a comic book or like a manga or something, in the way that it was like, I guess the style, which I really like visually. Personally, I'm not that good at fighting games. Like I could you know, I kind of just mash buttons until like, you know, a special move happens. I think the only game that I actually feel like I can be good at is like Smash. That's the only real game that I feel like I can be good at. But with this game, is really cool. I really like the visuals of it. I don't know if I'll actually pick this one up, but I just thought it was a highlight, definitely. It was really cool. Let me know what you guys think about this state of play. What games stuck out to you? What games were really like, that one looks okay, and what games you're really looking forward to from the state of play. So hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.